of the temple, what they call the temple's calendar. Well, actually, it isn't a calendar. It's an offerings list. A list of the offerings which are offered to the God throughout the whole year, with the date and the name of the offering that's offered at that date in front of it. So it may be used as well as a calendar. However, it isn't. Actually, it's originally an offerings list throughout the whole year round. The ancient Egyptian year was neither solar nor lunar year. It was a year that had started in the 19th of July. With the appearance of a star in the sky, we call it the Sirius star. This Sirius star, when it used to appear in the sky, the ancient Egyptians knew that this was the beginning of the year, and this was in the 19th of July, with our modern calendar, or with our modern dates. Then it disappears for 3 days, and then appears again. When it disappears, that they know that they are to expect the flood in 3 days. The ancient Egyptian year was consisting of 12 months. Each month of 30 days. And each month was not divided into weeks. It was divided into deacons. The word deacon, it's driven from the word deka in Greek, which means 10. 12 by 3 by 10, that's 360 days. But mathematically, the Egyptians knew that the year was 365 days. There were 5 missing days from their year. So, they never added those 5 days to the calendar. On the contrary, they made them 5 days for feasts and festivals that they had celebrated at the end of the year. A day for Isis, a day for Osiris, a day for Nephthys, a day for Horus, a day for Hathor. And when we refer to the mythology, to the legend of creation, it says that when the goddess of earth married the god of the sky against the will of their great ancestor, the sun god, the great god Ra, so he cursed the goddess of the sky by telling her, "You will never get pregnant in any of my days." So she went crying to the god of wisdom, the god Tot, and told him about that curse. And he said, "But there are 5 days which are not from the days of Ra," referring to the 5 leap days at the end of the year. In the year 284, the Egyptians returned back, or the Egyptian Christians returned back to the old calendar and stopped using the Iulianic calendar or the Roman calendar, which we use now, and simply as a kind of protest against Emperor Diocletian, who had killed so many Christians to the extent that it was known as the period of the martyrs. And that's why we are in 1700 and something Coptic. And when you look at the months, the Coptic months, and if you buy any Egyptian calendar from any stationery, you have the Islamic year, the Gregorian year, and the Coptic year with their months. So you will find that they used even the same ancient Egyptian months. A month called Hathor, like the cow goddess Hathor. There's a month called Tot, like the god Tot, the god of wisdom. The same ancient Egyptian months. The Egyptian year was also divided into 3 seasons. The flood season, which is the summer, which is called Akhet. We have Peret, that's the winter, the dry season, and the Shemu, the agricultural season. Only 3 seasons. Over here, you will find the sun disk that shows which is the sign of the day and which day it is in the month. These are the ancient Egyptian numbers and the name of the offering offered in that particular day. Over here, these upside down U, or what looks like an upside down U letter, that is the tens. It's the same idea of the Roman numbers. Dashes, then another sign for a bigger number, and another sign for the bigger number, and so on. So, over here, 2 upside down U's, 2 tens, that's 20. 8 dashes 28. The 29th day, this is the end of the last decal, so they draw next to the 2 tens this divided sun disk from the middle. Then the last day of the month, they draw a lion's tail, which is a hieroglyphic sign pronounced arik, which means the end. We have several words in hieroglyphics called the end. One of them is arik, but they use every word in a different sentence or in a different context. When they say arik, meaning the end, this is used for non-tangible things like time. The end of the month. You cannot really touch the month. It's something non-tangible. So they use the word arik for. But if they are counting, for example, fruits, they would use a different word for the word the end. They use peh, because these are things that you hold. These are tangible things. So you see how advanced the language was in these days. Then we have the first day in the 3rd month. Can you see the crescent moon?
Yeah.
The germination season. The 2nd day, the 3rd day, the 4th day, etc. 3rd month, 1st day. But how did they write their dates? With every pharaoh, they used to start the dating from the beginning again. For example, they would say, in the 1st year of His Majesty, the King of Upper and Lower Egypt, King Ramses II, so and so and so and so happened. After he dies, we have Merimpetah. They start from the beginning again. In the 1st year of the time of His Majesty, the King of Upper and Lower Egypt, King Merimpetah, so and so and so and so happened. And that's how dating had worked.